All right, so now we're going to talk about over here. One, we've got the dates. All right, so this stock project would have started on October 9th, probably during the day, maybe October 8th at night, but October 9th during the day, and that was their price that they found, which I discussed in the last video. And then at the end of each day when the stock market closes, what you do is you go and find out what each stock closed at. And so on October 9th, 2013, this stock closed at $85.56 per share. And if you miss a day, it's okay. You can go back to Yahoo Finance and get to your stock, and then over to the left, click on historical prices, and you can find out what that stock closed at for the history of that stock. So you can find out when a stock first went public, so on and so forth. All right. Now, profit or loss thus far. So we want to know if we bought 400 of these at $85.21, and now the stock is up to $85.56, how much money have I made or lost? And the great thing about numbers in Excel is if we get these formulas right over here, and you can see the formula down here that I've previously entered, once we get that done, we can just drag that formula down, and it's easy. All we gotta do is get it right once. So you don't want to go through and do this data every single day. And the second thing is, if you don't put the formulas in, you'll have points taken off. So you can't just go through it each day and enter the numbers. So here you see the formula, and I just want to explain to you how this formula works. Down here at the bottom, we see that we've got B11 minus B $6 in parentheses. And the parentheses and the dollar sign are very, very important. So the B11 comes from, here's what the stock ended up at. So I'm going to take that number minus what I bought it at, 85.21. All right. Now, what happens, why do we have that dollar sign in front of there? Well, that is telling numbers to lock in. So if I get rid of that dollar sign, and I'm gonna come back and redo it, okay? If I get rid of that dollar sign and then I drag that formula, bear with me here. There we go. We're going to drag that formula down. All right. We'll see, I got all kinds of mistakes. So it works out okay here because I haven't changed that formula. But when I went down here, you can see that it changed from B12 to minus B7. So all of a sudden it takes this number, which is correct, minus B7, which is times minus 400. Well, that's not what I bought it at. So what we do is we want to tell numbers to lock in. And the way you do that is by preserving the row. So when I click on preserve row, what that does is put a dollar sign in front of it, and it tells numbers that when I drag you down, don't change. So the B11 is going to change, but this B6 is always going to stay B6, even as I drag that formula down. And you can see over here I've got the dollar sign in front of the 7 because I've also preserved that row so that when I drag that, it won't change. So now when I go to drag that down, it should do everything correctly. Voila, there we go. That looks right. So let's look and see if this makes sense. All right, so 85.56, and here's 88.43. So it went down about 13 cents. I made a little bit, or I'm sorry, went up a little, almost $3 in that one day. So making quite a bit more money, 400 shares. Those numbers make sense. So it looks like I've got everything right and I can move on. Now, the way you will drag formulas is a little bit different on the iPad. What you're going to do is you're going to tap on that square where the formula is, and then you're going to click on fill. And then a yellow box will come around this, and then you're going to grab the bottom of it and drag it down. So you'll just tap in that box. You'll have a black menu bar across the top. You'll click on fill, and then a yellow box will come around your square, and then you want to go to the bottom of it and drag it down, and that will drag that formula.